Hello everyone, Trigan here! Welcome back to Growler's Farm, Farming Simulator 22. Don't forget, if you like this video, tickle that thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. So yeah, this has sort of become part of my morning thing. I don't really have to make sure that they have food every day. For one thing, ooh, maybe this wasn't going this direction. It wasn't such a good idea. Well, no, I had no problem making this turn. I don't really need to do food. For one thing, it makes more TMR than these guys really need every day. There we go. But the bedding, they go through a lot, so I might as well, top up the straw in there too. But the hay and the silage, I just wait until it looks like it's getting low, and then I fill it up. So I just finished our morning chores. That was the last thing I needed to do. Everything else, actually, let's check one thing here. Okay, nope, not there. Sugar, right here. It's running, so there's still sugar in there. Yeah, it's full. So I'm not going to bother worrying about that today. The flour is almost full, so I'm not going to bother doing anything with that. I'm not even bothering to spawn the stuff anymore to sell off the extra. I'm just making sure it's kept top up so it can keep distributing. Not there. Yeah, go ahead. Now this thing here, I have been, well, as you can see, I've got a different tipper. I actually found this one in a mod. It's a set of 3 different Joskin of these pusher type tippers, and this one's not much bigger than that little class one we had before. It's just like 4,000 or 5,000 liters bigger than that one was. So it's nice. It's really easy to handle, whereas this great big long one wasn't. I still have the long one. I didn't get rid of it because I wasn't sure, because this was really nice for harvesting because it never needed to deliver. It could just sit there and fill up on the field because it's big enough to take an entire field's harvest in it. But I got a great big huge one for the semi. It's actually an unrealistic huge, but I decided I didn't care. Oh, where am I going? Okay, I'm going over here. For anytime I need to deliver stuff to the... I got the great big huge one for anytime I wanted to deliver stuff to the store. Alright, let's get out of here. As you can see, our corn is ready to go. But before we do that, well, one, I want to get my grass harvest started here. Oh, and as you can see, I ended up getting rid of both the class tractor and the class forage loader that I had there, because that loader just was not big enough. And something to do with the way the rear end was set up on that class tractor, its turning radius was horrible. It was like that. Fast track, that JBC fast track that we used to have. Because I like the tractor and everything, but it just couldn't turn worth a dang. And with this longer trailer now, getting this thing out, and I got this because the class just wasn't quite big enough. And actually doing this is probably going to be pointless. I don't know. We'll see if I have time to keep running back here and doing this. I could set this on auto. Actually, lately I've been mostly just doing it myself. We're going to need to top up the bond silage. Alright, so now... what did I do that for? Alright, well, this is what I wanted. Let's go ahead and... what am I going to do with this? Let's set it over here in front of the wash bay, I guess. I don't actually use the wash bay anymore. It's just here to be decoration now. Nope, don't push it along. Alright. So if we're going to do corn, we're going to have to go get ourselves a corn header. So let's go do that first. I just remembered something I forgot to do yesterday. I mean, I can still do it today, thankfully. I was really out of it yesterday. But I forgot to replant my barley. Speaking of which, my 2 fields, I had one planted with barley and one planted with oats. So we've got our oats for the cereal. I just emptied all of those right into the cereal plant. So that's all set. It's topped up with honey. Get out of the way, dog. Alright, I'll run over you. So it's topped up with honey. All we need is our raisins and our corn. And that's what we're harvesting today. And am I close enough to this to refuel? I don't think so. There we go. Now we're refueling. So yeah, there was 2 different corn headers. There was a case one, and then there was, I don't know, remember, a different brand. So, you know, the one intended for this harvester and you know, a different brand one that would also work. But they were the exact same thing. I mean, they were exact same size and everything. They just, you know, looked a little different and had different branding on them. So I didn't see the point of using the other one. Just go ahead and use the case one. All right, so let's go ahead and set this up. Oh, I noticed a change. Oh, that's right. I got to drive onto the field for this to work. So it's the one bad thing about, well, it's not the one bad thing. There's lots of bad things about Courseplay in 22. But one of the bad things I've noticed is, unlike previous Courseplay, you actually have to drive onto the field for it to recognize things. All right. You go ahead and get going. And we will go ahead and come over here. And we'll try using the small one and see how this goes. And I've gone back to using the Courseplay one because the other one just doesn't seem to be doing much for it. Okay. So let's go here. Here. We are going to park right here. You're going to work this field. And you are going to take, not to the farmer's market, to the cereal factory. Excellent. That's where I want you. Start job. I don't know why it suddenly jumped to this over here, but okay. Alright, so he's doing that. We'll see how that works out. I could have just switched to the bigger tipper, but we'll see how things go. You see, he still has his wheel weights on for that great big huge tipper. And that was the other thing with that great big huge tipper. There were 2 big reasons why I didn't like that big tipper that we had. One, the turning radius on it sucked. It was a pain in the butt turning it. And you can't, for my daily chores, it just carried way more than I needed. And also, when it was full, this tractor could barely pull it. So I'm hoping that we can get away with using the smaller one with the tractor, and then when I need to carry a big load, I'll get the semi out and grab its tipper trailer, which was a modded one I had in FS19 actually, and really liked. So I was glad to see that it was back. In fact, you know, like I said, I got the unrealistic version, which I didn't have in FS19. They didn't have an unrealistic version. At least I don't remember them having an unrealistic version. But I thought, this is great. I'll be able to carry a whole bunch in one go, so I'm going to live with it. Normally I try to avoid the unrealistic stuff, because I want to, you know, not play it straight, but... Oh, this I've got all figured out now. So, the mulcher isn't for mulching like on the other fields. It's basically, it's your weed control. So, after the first... level of growth on your vines, the weeds will grow up in between your vines. Well, they do under them too, but you can't get to those. And you run the mulcher just that once to get rid of them, so your vines will grow. So that's all you do. You cultivate. I think what you do is you leaf clip after you've harvested. You leaf clip, then you cultivate, then you get one level of, well, then you spray. And there's supposed to be 2 levels of sprayer, but sadly this, you're supposed to be able to set it to 2 levels so it'll get both of them at once. But sadly, the auto load mod we have hides some of the options, so I can't figure out how to change it. But you spray it, and then when it's got its first level of growth, you mulch it, and then it's all set. In my case, I had to spray it a second time because I couldn't get the double spraying working. I will play with it more and figure it out eventually, I suppose, but let's get our harvester going and get this all set up. Oh, and we're going to need something over here to pull this tipper. Oh, and I need to get the planting started on our barley, too. Come on. Let's get going. Okay, so I think what we're going to do here... So I don't think I need to drive on the field for this one. Oops, there we go. First, I do want pathfinding in turns. Raise tools late. Want them early. Self-unload. Yeah, I think I'm going to do self-unload. Stop while unloading. I'll leave alone and pop that up to that. Now, on the vine, tools per course, vines to skip 0. Okay, that should be good. Where's the start of my stupid course? It's at the other end, isn't it? Because it hates me and just wants to make me go back and forth because it can't decide where it wants to start. Yep, here it is. Okay, let's start you going, and let's use our older John Deere here, because I don't need him for anything else at the moment. I don't think one of those little tractors is really going to have the oomph to pull that tipper. I tell you, this little robot startles me all the time because I'll see something moving on its own where it shouldn't be. And I just go, what? What the hell's that? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, and it's going to start raining. No! And now all my harvesting is going to stop because it started raining. Let's... Ooh, where am I going to put this so it can unload? Let's put it right here. I did end up putting both those shacks there, even though in the end I only ended up needing one of them. Okay, I'm going to turn you off. We'll just leave that like that for now. You're still harvesting. I'm not going to worry about it. If he's running, he's running. What are we doing here? Almost a third of the way full. Get all those grapes. I can't wait to get these in the grape factory and see how they do. Well, barely 1,000 liters from almost 2 rows now. 1,300. Yeah, looks like we're going to get maybe 1,400 at most. Yep, just about 1,400 out of 2 rows. So, waiting for rain to finish. Oh, God. Yeah, I figured it was eventually going to come down to that. Alright, this is doing its thing. Let's go ahead and hit the right button. Mower doesn't care. You I will take. So, for now, I'm going to keep doing this the way I've been doing it. Or the way I did it this last time. This field over here, field 1, is going to get planted with barley. And field 5 down the south end will get planted with oats. And we'll see how that goes. I can use the oats to make flour if I need to. I'm not needing tons of flour at the moment, so I'm not worried about that. But I can if I need to. And if we end up with, extra oats, then I'll just go back to planting barley down there. But for now, there we go. And we're stocked up, so we don't have to worry about that. Stupid rain. Messing up my plans. Generator course. Okay, and that should head out on the right thing. And then I will need to roll and spray this field after that. Yeah. Okay, so I suppose what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead. Oh, and here's the thing. With straw, the class loading wagon was fine. It was just perfect for doing 2 rows. So I would go up and back, and then go and deliver the straw to the silo or wherever. But with the grass, it wasn't enough. It wasn't quite big enough to do 2 full rows. And so it was just a hassle. But this one's big enough. I can do 2 full rows. And that way I don't have to worry about, starting in the middle of a row somewhere. I can just do row up, a row back, and then go dump the stuff in here. Oh, wait a minute. Let's take a look at this. Oh, it's completely full. Okay, let's rethink this. I'm gonna have to start moving silage into the silo again. I've got a bunch in the silo. I'm gonna be selling a bunch of silage come December or January, whenever the price is good, because we've just got a ton of it now. All right, I'm going to go ahead and gather grass and wait for the rain to stop, and I'll see you guys back in a few minutes. Alright, sadly this will not self-unload. I was hoping it would. You can see why these need special trailers, because you can't get up very high, or couldn't get up over a high-sided trailer with this thing. I couldn't remember how they unloaded, so I was a little confused at first about how it was going to unload it. It seemed obvious it was going to unload from the back, but beyond that, I couldn't tell. I think this is our row right here. I'm a little off. Okay, so this has to be delivered now. And I think my tipper finally got full of. It took until the afternoon for the sun to, or for the rain to stop, sun to come out. But that is going again, and I think my tipper with the corn has gotten stuck on something somewhere. We're trying to deliver the corn to the cereal factory. This we need to actually deliver to the raisin, whatchamacallit. Oh, we got some more cake already done. Just turn this around. I probably don't need to actually turn it around. I probably could have just let's do this. I find it so much easier to drive this way, especially when you're backing up. It's a lot easier to see where you're going, what you're doing. going to say, is it going to actually dump anything? I'm way far back from the actual dump spot. So is what I thought. I probably could just, pull into there, maybe pull around this way and get in here a little bit better. Let's go ahead and look at our raisin factory now. Raisins. Oh, I don't have any of this turned on. So I want raisins being distributed and grape juice we will sell. But for now, we're only going to do raisins. Does this need water? No, it doesn't. Okay. Alright, cool. So it's running finally. So we're going to have our raisins. Actually, let's... Yep, here he is. What are you stuck on? How'd you get stuck on this? Oh, dear. Yeah, it just seems like 10 to 1, it doesn't matter. If I'm doing course play to run the tipper, then it invariably runs into buildings and gets stuck. If I try to do auto drive, then it decides it can't find its way off the field to get back to the route, for delivering stuff. So it doesn't matter. One way or another, I have to intercede to unload all this stuff. As soon as we start getting some raisins out of the grape processing plant, then we will be good to go. I've been dropping the grass off in the regular silo instead of in the fermenting thing, because I think we've got just like 2 or 3 months worth of grass left in the warehouse of grass bales. So it's getting time for us to switch to doing bulk grass for feeding our sheep. Alright. Let me just continue doing this. We're getting there with the corn. And then maybe we'll see some cereal? We'll see. Okay, so corn has been harvested. And all that equipment is put away. The grass has all been harvested and that equipment put away. The barley field is planted and weeded and rolled and all that good stuff. And everything's put away. The only thing left now is this is our last load of grapes. So I will put this harvester away. And then we will go deliver our grapes. I don't know if I'd mentioned this before, but I added this mod here, time-saving stock check, which basically looks at everything you have in storage, although my warehouse doesn't seem to work with it. And it tells you how much you've got, what the current price is, what the value of what you have in stock is, the best sell point, the maximum price, the maximum value of the total of what you've got, and what a month the price is best at. But this is twice now I've noticed it's wrong. So it's saying October is a good month to sell, but cake best price is in September, and January is the absolute best price. So I don't know why it's telling me to sell now. So 10, 7, 13 seems to be the max. Yeah, and pizzeria is a good price, but it's still nowhere near its maximum price. So I'm not too sure about the usefulness of that mod. All right, let's go deliver this. We got about a trailer and a half of our new smaller trailer. We got about a trailer and a half of corn. And I think, as I said before, the oats are in the cereal factory. So really all we're waiting on now is for raisins to be produced. And we've got that set to automatically distribute. So tomorrow when we, or tonight when we start getting raisins produced and distributed, our cereal factory should actually start working. So maybe tomorrow we'll actually have some cereal. Let's come around here. Yep, I don't even have to back up. I can just turn and dump it right here. I thought maybe that would be the case. Interesting way it doesn't, none of it opens up. It just backs up in. Okay, let's go look at our raisin factory. It is definitely running now. We've got 89 liters produced. We got 21,000, almost 22,000 liters of grapes stored in there for production. I don't know how many grapes does it take to make cereal. 1 grape, 1 honey, 2 oats, and 2 corn. So it's going to take, yeah, by the time this empties out, we'll still have plenty of honey. We'll probably be okay on grapes too, or on raisins too. Alright, I am going to put this away. And since, despite what it's telling me, there is nothing for me to sell today, we'll just go ahead and sleep the night away and see if we have our, our cereal in the morning. I think I forgot to point out that the juice factory people wanted someplace to sell their tomato juice. We got a tomato juice stand and a grape juice stand. We'll have grape juice coming out of the other place eventually, maybe, if we actually end up producing enough for that. Let's run on down to the cereal factory here and see if we have cereal. And see what it looks like. Pallets of goodness that I can't eat. Well, actually, you know, that's oats and corn. If I wasn't mixing stuff up, then yes, I could. Oh, it's a whole different variety. We've got chalk loops and sweet wheat. We're not putting wheat in here. How are we getting sweet wheat? And happy hoops. Well, that's not too bad. We got 2 pallets. It wasn't a full day. So yeah, we don't have a lot of raisins, but I suspect, yeah, we haven't processed all of them yet. So we'll continue to get raisins every day until that's out. Yeah, I don't know if this will last for a whole year before we run out of resources for it, but cool. I like it. Alright, guys. I guess this is going to be a bit of a short episode, but we got everything done that I wanted to get done. I'm not even sure if there's anything left for me to record on this. We'll see. If there is, then I'll come back. If not, then I hope you've enjoyed the series. But that's it for today. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, please remember to tickle that thumbs up button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And we will see you next time. Have a great day.